Hello everybody, and today we're going to be talking about something that people don't always love to talk about, okay? So we've all been there, I think a lot of us have been there, where we've got what we would say is a trained gun dog. We've got a dog that listens quite well at home, in the garden, group training day, they're a lovely dog, we love them to death. And then we take them somewhere, poop hits the fan. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. But I want to start with a story, and I'm sure my father wouldn't mind me sharing this with you, okay? My father's dogs were incredibly well trained. People aspired to have dogs as well trained as his were. He could walk anywhere with what I used to call airplane wings. Two lines of dogs that behaved perfectly well for him. And, to see him go across the field was incredible. I thought they could never put a foot wrong. He used to take them to trials, he used to do so much stuff with them. And then one day we were invited to go to a shoot out of area. He was really pleased to be asked. I was really pleased to go with him to watch him work his dogs. And I had my dog with me. That's a completely different story. And his dogs were behaving perfectly as always. And then we got to the fleshing point, and interview come maybe 4 or 5 black turkeys. Now, my dad's dogs, who were, as I have said, incredible, decided this was the perfect moment to run in on the turkeys and start pulling their tail feathers out. My father, who took his training incredibly seriously, was absolutely aghast. He didn't know what was going on. It was completely unexpected. The dogs were taking in turns almost to go in, different age dogs, different levels of training, and pluck the tail feathers out of these birds. And it was a bit of an eye-opener to me, because I thought these dogs were perfectly trained. And it didn't matter how much dad was blowing the whistle, they weren't really responding as quick or as fast as they would have. Within, like 30 seconds, the older dogs realised, oh my God, we shouldn't have done this, came back, took a little bit longer to get the younger dogs, the pups, back to him. But it taught me a couple of things. Like I said, the dogs that are not perfect. And also, the dogs can lose their heads. We have never got a 100% trained dog, right? And if we think we have, we're wrong, because there can always be something in the environment they've never come across before and they've never trained before. And that's what happened in this case. The dogs had never seen birds like this. They didn't know how to react to them, what to do with them. Was it my dad's fault? No, of course not. He's not trained for black turkeys. We don't see them in Wales or in local areas. But it shows that a situation and environment can make a dog lose his head, however well trained it is. So the reality was they were overstimulated. They were like, oh my God, what are we doing this? And they'd made a decision for themselves. Now, this can happen to us with black turkeys. It can happen to us with pheasants that we are training for. It can happen with the squirrel in the park. It can happen with loads of different things. Dreadfully, it can happen with dogs that normally would be classed as really lovely pets when they are in a situation where there are sheep running. There are lots of situations where our dogs don't just behave the way we think they should. And if you are aware of that with your dog, like pop in the comments like a yes, I understand, or I've been there, or whatever you want to, because to think that our dogs are never going to put a foot wrong is completely naive of us, I would say. So it's not about the dog being bad, it's about the dog having a brain overload. They are just overstimulated, overexcited, and they just don't know what to do with that information. Now, the reality is, you could go to a trainer who tells you the answer is to crush the behavior of the dog. But within the LWDG, we don't believe in that. We don't believe in that at all, okay? We have to teach our dogs to behave in any environment and to expect the unexpected, as one of our experts say all the time. LWDG Group expert Samantha Thornycroft-Taylor will tell you all the time, especially with spaniels, expect the unexpected and you're pretty much ready for the day. We can train for calm. We can't get it all the time, but we can train for calm, and we can have a plan in our head for the chaos, because it will without a doubt happen. So on the 4th of April, which is next Friday, the amazing experts are going to be talking about what to do when your dog is trained but testing you. And we've all been there. Like, we could have given this webinar that's free a completely different set of names, right? Words that probably we're not allowed to write on Facebook, because sometimes that's how we feel when our dog isn't doing what it should be doing, and where we think they've really decided today's the day to PS off, shall we say. So they're going to be talking to us about how we can do it. Loads and loads of super training. I've put a link in the comments to it. It's totally free, totally accessible to everyone. It's there for you to enjoy. We always say we'll try to record it, but we won't promise, because technology sometimes lets us down, as our dogs do. So please make sure to register, and then we make sure that you get onto the live event. There are, as always, when we put on a free webinar, masses and masses of people already signed up for it. I think we have 500 odd now already. So we'll expect loads more to join. So please make sure you get your details down so that we can get you on, we can send you the information, you can join us early next Friday night, where we are going to talk about the dog that is trained but is testing us. So if your dog is really young, still join us. You can learn how to prevent a lot of problems. If your dog is older and is already at that point, join us. If your dog is in one of its adolescent phases and is really decided to blow its own mind and yours, please join us. Wherever the situation you are facing, please join us, because you will learn quite a lot from it. Well, more than quite a lot. Everyone says after our webinars, if you've been on one of our webinars, pop a comment, say how much what you took from the other webinars, how much value we give. So this isn't one of those webinars where people don't give you anything, okay? We give you so much, you'll be like, whoa, mind blown, I promise you. Is there anything else that I need to talk to you live today? No, I don't think there is. I hope you've enjoyed my dad's story. I know he wouldn't mind me telling you, and I'm sure he would laugh about it. He didn't laugh about it at the time, I can promise you, but we did laugh about it afterwards, and it's really nice for me to be able to share that story with you. So make sure that you train for black turkeys and everything else in between, and we will see you next Friday for Trained for Testing Me free live webinar, and the link is in the comments. See you all soon. Goodbye.